Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I am here with Junk Journal July. It is day 19 and it is Maximalist. So I was thinking about, I remember the previous Junk Journal July, I sort of made poetry out of the letters behind and filled the page. The one before that, what did I do for one before that? Because there was two Maximalists. So the one was 2023, which was the one which was the letters out the page, and then the one before that I just put loads and loads of tickets on a page. Today I think I want to make a little composition that tells a little bit of a story, and I'm just going to put lots of bits and pieces in, as much as it needs really. So we've got this little fairy, and she's going to summons people to tea. Now I do that because I've got the summons, so that's what it's going to be titled at. So she's brewing up her magic tea. This is some of my momagami, because I thought I would like stuff that I've made even during the process I would use. So we're going to sort of kiss cut this out, and I might use my pinking shears to do that. We've also got this napkin that I've used on another page. We can get paints out and do some paint splattering, which I think we will do, and this will be the final thing that we lay down. So I'm going to put that to one side. I think I want to cut this out so we've got an idea of composition, and I'm going to do it with these. I just think it'll blend better, because like I said, I'm just doing a kiss cut. I think the butterfly we can keep to one side and add perhaps. We've got our other butterflies. Yeah, so this momagami paper, it feels really nice. How you all doing? I can't believe we're sort of, we're almost on the home stretch really. It is flying by. It feels sort of satisfying though to, this morning I took my book downstairs and had a look at it while I was having my breakfast, just sort of having a little assess of what sort of stuff have I done, and thinking about this one. Having a little think about it, and I was just like, oh, I can see how it's challenged me and how it's changed me, the way that I've done things and thought about things. I like that I kept to the two fairy themes, you know, the flower fairies or the little photo fairies. Yeah, I kind of felt good about it. Alright, so we've got this teapot. This is from the Be Happy Stationery Hail Herbology kit. So this is the tea. I think we need to build up the background. I quite like the green that's soaked through from the previous page, so I'll show you that. So that's the previous page, which you would have seen already, which was the paper houses. And there's been bits soaking through, and I really like that. And strangely enough, even though it's maximalism, I don't feel like I need to add to it, but I think we'll be adding Posca markers on the top and some metallic paints. So we have this. We have our little fairy who's going to stand to the side, because he's going to hail the summons. I don't know if he's going to hold the summons somehow, or because it could trail from his hand, just the summons, and then we'll have tea. You've been summoned to tea. So, and it kind of, I have a story to tell. I like telling stories. So I'm going to tell the story in between, because it reminds me of, like, when I read the word summons, I was like, oh, you can be summoned to pleasant things. When I graduated from university, I went working as a youth worker in a place called High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire, which is a strange place for a northerner to be, but there you go. And I worked for a charity, and obviously charities have people who kind of give them money and stuff, and there were other youth workers in town, and we got to know this lady called Gladys, and Gladys used to run High Wycombe Council, and she used to be the the head of the National Association of Head Teachers in her time. And she used to have, when she was in her prime, every Thursday she would have tea with Lady Astor and the Queen Mother. So she's quite a formidable lady. In the Second World War, I'm reeling off the things about Gladys. She was intrepid. The Second World War, she used to go and write the intelligence tests for pilots. Yeah, she did all kinds of stuff. Her only flaw, as far as I could see, and probably she was actually, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. She's not with us anymore, but yeah, she knew Margaret Thatcher. So if you're northern and you come from a mining town like I do, that's not a popular lady. So yeah, she kind of knew Margaret Thatcher. In fact, I went to one of her birthday parties and there was a video message from her and a video message from somebody else. She was like this kind of quite formidable older lady who supported the charity that I work for. And sometimes you'd get invited to things and they were a little bit like a summons. I would get messages on my answer phone on my mobile. It always made me feel like I'm on detention. And I worked in schools and stuff, and I got to know teachers. And I remember I mentioned that I was going to be seeing this lady later on in the week to a head teacher. And he said, oh, she was quite a scary person. Like, you know, she had a reputation for being quite tough. And I thought, well, I should imagine to do the type of things that she did, she had to be quite tough. Yeah, she just was amazing. Anyway, I remember one time I got one of these messages on the phone, and it was from Gladys. She spoke very, very posh. Like, Lindsay! I always felt like I was in trouble. Anyway, it was a summons. It was a summons to her house for a drinks party. So there was myself and a friend went along to this drinks party, and we were very much the odd people. And I remember when we walked in, she kind of looked over. It was one of her birthdays. It wasn't a big one, but it was for one of her birthdays. Because remember, she liked elephants. She kind of collected things with elephants on, and we bought this little pewter elephant to add to her collection. And she lived in this big, like, kind of manor house situation. And her drinks party was in the library. And I remember, like, when we walked in, she kind of said, "Ah, the young have arrived." So I think we were the token young people. And so we went to this drinks party, and it was like we were literally summoned. I don't think we could have got out of that drinks party. I mean, it was very interesting. We weren't that unhappy about going. You know, we were kind of like, oh, we've got to go to this thing. Well, we'll just go and then we'll see what it's about, and we'll get away as soon as we can. We actually ended up staying most of the night. It was really, really fun, but we were very much the odd person. So like you would be chatting to the people in the drinks party, and they would be like, oh, tell me what you do. So I'd be like, well, I've just graduated from university. I'm working as a youth worker for this charity, and da-da-da-da-da. And then I'd be like, what do you do? And they'd be like, oh, I produce Panorama, which is like a serious BBC programme. And I'd be like, oh, okay. I now have nothing else left to say. They were very gracious, and we very much didn't feel like any, you know, like we weren't the grown-ups in the room. It was very sweet of her to invite us. But it was funny. Oh, the young have arrived. So you can be summoned to nice things. So that letter is part of I'm just realised I'm out of shot with my fussy cutting, or my kiss cutting, or my, I don't know what this is. Pinking shearing of napkins. So the letter is it's from that pack of stuff from the marriage agreement. So it's the trustees saying that they are going to summons them to like a civil court case. So they were being summoned. Oh, what's that? Oh, I like that as well. Okay, so we've got our teapot. This is a little bit like the layers and layers, because I think that's what kind of maximalism is for me. It's sort of, it's all the things. We might even go over. I think we will go over all of the things all of the time. So we've got that coming down. I like the idea of that. Then we could have some things behind. To get my PVA out. Some things behind. There's my little boy. I kind of want it full of things behind. That could go there. That could go there. I think that's enough. Of course it's not enough. We're doing maximalism. So it's like chock full. Right, I need to get my PVA glue and paste my napkins on. And then when I've pasted the napkins on, I'll paste the monogami on. I think that's how I'm going to do that. Right, now, where's my brush? So I'm terrible with, I don't soak my brushes. I am awful. It's because I don't really have water here. I need to. I was watching a pottery program, and this woman has she has like a potter studio in her basement, and she doesn't have water. And obviously you need a lot of water if you're throwing pots on a wheel. And she had her own water source that she'd worked out, and I thought I could probably try and do something like that. Have like a nice bottle that I just keep topped up with water, not to drink, to use in crafting. So I'm going to think about that and think, where would I put it so that I've always got water. I probably need 2 bottles. I need like a waste one and a, because she had lots of buckets for her waste. Yeah, but I am terrible when it comes to soaking glue brushes. Okay, let's put that there. Not putting too much glue on. Going quiet. Had a reasonably busy day. It was nice. Where did we put that? Where did we put that? I have that there. Let's do this one. What am I doing? I don't want to do that. I find if you'll wet it and then it becomes fragile, whereas if you actually sort of paint over, it'll soak through and it still adhere to the paper, but it's not, doesn't rip as much, whereas you have to be careful if you saturating the page. Anyway, everybody has lots of different ways to do napkins. This is just my way. Oh, they're pretty though. Right. What were we doing here? We're covering up, but that's alright. We can cover stuffs up. That's going to go there. So that means that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. There we go. So maximalism, I was thinking about that. I think I'm a maximalist in the way I decorate my home, and that it's kind of bordering on hoarding. But like I have a set of shelves in my dining room that's full of bits and pieces that I've picked up over time. I don't really want that on, but I do we want to do it that way? Yeah, we do. You know, just sort of that sort of thing. I like collecting I like my storage to be all on display, my buttons in jars, and make it look like an antiques stall, which that in itself is a very maximalist environment. I think I want some more of those blue flowers. So yeah, I think for me that's what maximalism is. What is it for you? Let me know in the comments. So for the competition, for the giveaway, what I want is for you to, like, it's just about engaging with the channel, really. It really helps my channel grow, and that's being subscribed, liking the video, commenting on the video, and really in the comment what I want you to do is sort of give me an indication that you shared it, and also just sort of ask a question. Quite interested in hearing questions. Yeah, I want it like that, and then I want another bit there. But let's pull it. It's on here. I'm loving the blue flowers. And I think when I did this the other time, they weren't blue because I had a bit of gold on the brush. And these are really blue. They kind of pop in. What time are we on? 16 minutes. Okay. I think my phone's running out of charge because it's giving me a time limit on the video. But that's alright. That's okay. This napkin, I think this napkin was from Tesco or it was from Asda, but it's a couple of years old and I've not seen it repeated, which is a shame because it's a beautiful one. So I think I've only got about 3 of them left. Oh yeah. So like, yeah, I like every shelf to have lots of things on it. In fact, the only shelves that are sort of display shelves in my house that doesn't have anything are in my little porch area. Downstairs, and I think I was just thinking, oh, I could go looking for some crockery and put that in. Doing that over the top. We're going to do it. I think we need to do it that way. I don't know how Momigami will PVA glue. I'm sure it will. PVA will stick most things down. So this is a glue that I use, and it's in the UK. You can buy it in DIY stores because of how it's used to kind of like go on plaster, so you can paint on it. I know different countries have different ways of building houses, so I don't know if it will be as readily available as that, but I know because my little brother, he's not anymore, but he was a plasterer, and I know that you have to size the plaster with PVA or something equivalent. So like sizing it means sealing it, so that when you paint on the top, it doesn't all fall off. I know that because when I was living in High Wycombe I was doing the same job that I got to know Gladys and her tea parties and, well, drinks parties. I lived in a townhouse that was quite new, and it was like a shared house. Like there was girls, sometimes there was guys living with us. You know, like I think it had 4 bedrooms. Yeah, it had 4 bedrooms, and we all sort of shared it and shared the bills and stuff like that. And I need something there. I have no gap. We will have no gap because we're maximalists. And yeah, you kind of graduated to ending up being like in charge of the house after a little while when people moved out. So I ended up being in charge of the house, and that meant that you got the biggest room, which was a really nice room actually. It kind of I think what would have been like the living room of the house, but they turned into bedrooms and stuff. And the landlord lived in America, and he called and he said that it needs decorating, which I agreed, it did need decorating. So I'm going to get a decorator come round and decorate the house for you. I was like, oh, that's really good. But that meant that, like, because I was sort of in charge of the house, because I had the big bedroom, that meant I had to be around when the decorator came. So he came. He said he would be fine. He could start work. I'd agreed with everybody that I could go out and get my hair cut while he was doing his work. So I went out, I got my hair cut, I came back, and he'd left, and all the plaster had fallen off the ceilings. All of it. And so I very panically, I don't know if I called Neil or Craig, but I called one of them, and I did end up talking to Craig. And he was like, oh, that's because the plaster's not been sized. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, oh, you need to put PVA glue over it to seal it. And that's how I learned that. I was like, oh, okay. The guy had to have it re-plastered and then redecorated. It was a whole drama. But you only know when you know, don't you? Right, let's get in here. And let's dry it off. Apologise for the noise. It should be quite quick. Yeah, this bit will take the time. Oh, here we go. It's dry enough. All right then. So I think we need to go in with our Poscas. We're going to do the blues first. I might go in a little bit with these because I've got some purpley purples. Okay. Let's go in with yellow. Get the yellow out of the way. Ooh, what are you? You from the last time I was painting on something. Oh. So maximalism. So yeah, in the porchway, I've got these, the like corner shelves. I thought, what could I need to do a collection of things. I think, yeah, if I had a little collection, I'm not sure what, but I'm sure I can come up with something. I love a Posca marker. I think I said this in yesterday's video, that once I sort of stopped buying all the cheapy stuff and just buying so much of it and you just don't use it, and I started to sort of consider what I was spending my money on, I found that like I was able to buy quality things, and you do notice a difference. Like you notice a big difference in the quality of some things, and I'm using what I have, so there are some things that I need to sort of wait until they properly die before I'll replace them. But when I do replace them, it will be with sort of quality bits and pieces. And you know, there is that old adage, you buy cheap, you buy twice. It's very, very true. It's very, very true. Just put some bits of orange. Might go in with a bit of pink as well. Why not? We're being maximalists. I find that like a napkin like this really helps me just to put colour down. yeah, it just kind of, I wouldn't really be confident. I need to learn, I want to learn how to paint flowers and stuff. That is a bit of a goal. Just going to put some dots and doubles. Oh, I'll have to go in and put some white gel pen and all the things. You can see it's not quite dry. Let's see if I can just do... I put some lavender at the front of the house and it's doing alright, which is quite nice. I kind of want to put rosemary by the gate now. I'm kind of like lavender and rosemary by the gate. If you know the film Practical Magic or the book Practical Magic, you know what I mean. Kind of, you should have rosemary by your gate. I think my husband will think I'm off my head. So I won't do that. I do want to have some wisteria. Yeah. So just adding extra, even on your printables, it kind of makes your printables your own. You know, you're adding just a little bit of extra. Just a little bit. And we know we're going to put him back, but I'm not quite sure where he's going to go. So we'll just make sure that we get a bit of everything. No, there is, it's not the same. I think that is the same. There is a darker green. I've got that metallic green as well. Let's do the metallic. Let's do... Loving it. What time are we on? Halfway through. Oh, I like that. Just some little extra bits. It's just making a mark, but it just, I don't know. Makes things feel more painterly. So they're acrylic markers, Posca markers. I don't know why water markers might not be the best thing for that. And the colours look different depending on the background, as you'll see. Like, it's kind of good like that. Even though you're using a limited palette, you're getting a different effect. I do like that. Right, blue. Just a little double. I like that. So I also slow stitch, and on Sunday I put 2 videos out at the moment. That's because I don't want my slow stitches, because I know that some people don't do the journaling but they do the slow stitch and vice versa. And some people do the journaling and are thinking of doing the slow stitching, and vice versa as well. So it's kind of interesting because I think they cross over really well. That's how come I think I do both. So that's why, and I've just put my finger in it, my hand in it. That's why there's 2 videos on a Sunday. But there is also a slow stitch giveaway, which I'm quite excited about. I might show you because that's maximalism. It's very maximalist. It's a new thing that I've only just sort of worked out how to do. I'm not a very complicated slow stitcher. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? It's down here somewhere. If you see it, wave and cheer. Where is it? Okay, I don't know where the version is that I'm making. It must be under here somewhere. I have a big pile of stuff that needs sorting out. But I'm making a bag like this. This is one of my prototypes, and it's on a basket. Push it back, and you make a drawstring. And so we're making one of those. It might be downstairs because I've been doing some sewing downstairs. Is it? I think so. I think it's downstairs. I'm making one of those, and I filled it all full of yumminess, like this type of stitching where you just stitch lots and lots and lots on. So I think the slow stitching is quite maximalist. I think probably that is just my style. Lots of bits. Right, here we go. Now I think we might need some goldy bits. We're going to put goldy bits on after or before. I can just hear Lily's coming from college. What was going here? I can't remember. Did we have something that was going to go here? I can't remember. I think we'll have these then. They've not been tea dyed. I'll do that later. Did we think we were going to have something else? Should we do a fussy cut bee? I don't know. Oh, we're going to have I think we'll have a butterfly. Oh, a flutterby. Flutter, flutter, flutterby. Right, we'll have them there. We'll have them there. Then I'm going to put my little gold dots. So my gold dots, this is my signature little move. It's just 3 dots. And then I random it, like really random it. And I think people do lots of different types of mark making. So mine's gold dots and little white stars. And it's quite random. But it just does this sort of layered look. And I got the idea, I think I've said this before, I repeat myself, from like illuminated texts, where they would put gold into it and makes it special. But I just sort of think it just adds sparkleness. Because it's 3 as well. Just always pleasing. She's doing the dishwasher. Good kid. Right, so we've got our basic composition for that. We've got some gold down. We've got the lid. We will do the white pen last. So we've got this. So we've got the summons. I definitely want the summons. So this is from, when is it from? Oh, it's from the 18th of July, 1892. I know we might put that in even though it's the 19th of July. I should have thought about that for yesterday. Anyway, we shall worry not. Just a lovely cream paper. It's just the handwriting, whoever this person is. And I think it's not the person who did the signature. If you notice, it's like different writing. So this is obviously the clerk. The clerk has got beautiful writing. So, do we want it like unfurling? Because it doesn't have to really make sense. But it is beautiful, beautiful writing. Might be brave and crumple it up. Just give it a bit of texture. But am I gonna do that? Yeah, we'll do that. Let's crumple it up, and then I'm going to get some different gold. Really gold. Oh, let's hope it doesn't all fall apart because it's over 100 years old. It might do a little bit, but that's all part of the fun. Oh, it has from the summons, but that's all right. We can still make that see sense. Oh yeah, I like it. I could have monogammed it, but that would have taken, I would have had to wait for it to. That's all right though, we can work that out. So I just want the barest bit. It's going to cover him up a little bit, but yeah, look at that. So barest bit he's holding. I don't know if we need that other bit. I don't think we do. Okay, let's find that really nice gold. Put the lid on my glue. That wouldn't be good, would it? Does your desk get messy? I have all my systems, but the thing about a system is you have to actually put stuff away. I never put stuff away. So I guess it doesn't matter what system I have in place. Right, this is like a shiny gold. Then I'll put loads of the silicone glue. I think this might be coming to the end of its life. I've got another one. I must have another one. I know I've got another one. But the thing is where? It's here. Salvage it. No. This is Lindsay, you should tidy up. Right, let's do that. Let's make a pile. It's really untidy. We might have to use that one. It wouldn't be too terrible if we did. Not at all. Because I need to use it up. Because I don't think. I found it. That one's working proper. I know that. I have to go through my pens. Yes. Looking at the time. Yeah, can you see? Yes, that will work. So yeah, ask me some questions about the vintage button. Ask me, like, I don't know. I've had some cracking questions about motivations and where I get my stuffs. I don't mind the odd personal question. I guess if I don't want to answer it, I won't answer it. Yeah. It's been really nice to get to know people and for people to, like find people who share common things and on a journey of discovery, kind of like, I feel like I have people to journey with, even if it's in a very sort of virtual, slightly detached way. It's still good. It's all gravy. It stimulates my creativity. I've loved doing Junk Journal July. I'm so glad because I was a little bit scared about it. I was a bit worried about because we're quite new and what would other people think. And then I kind of was like, well, I'm not really bothered. I've never been bothered about what other people think. So I'm not going to start now in my 50s. Well, it's not, we haven't stolen the idea because we wouldn't have done it. We would have joined in with Meg if she'd put it on. That's not been the idea around it. But no, we are doing it. I think it's nice. I have got some other ideas. I need to talk to some people, see if they want to, get involved. I don't know quite how the logistics of things. Like majoring on the sustainability of things. I've got an idea for a slow stitch, which I need to find people who'll do that with me. That needs sorting out in the next few weeks, if that's going to happen. So yeah, it's kind of, I find it all really stimulating. Why have I done that? I need to just put that down. I need to stick him down. Not thinking. It's alright. I don't tend to get worried if I make a mistake, because it's only paper. And mostly it's paper that's already served one purpose. So I really don't worry. It doesn't mean that I'm slapdash, but, even with 100-year-old paper, I'm alright. Alright with it being a little bit higgledy-piggledy. Right, and it's still got plenty of glue on. I put loads of glue on it. Let's make sure those bits go down nicely. Do some crumpling. I don't mind if the glue seeps through, it's all part of the story. Like it. I need to find my little label. Trim it up. Might put a bit of gold around this. What are we going to put? Should we have Maximalist? We could have it like a, like the little, do it like that. Put it across there. We could have it here. I quite like it there. We're going to gold it. I'll put some purple around it actually. Then we've got a bit of a triangle going on. Things look nicer when they're, I've noticed, and I don't know anything about theories, but I've noticed that things look nicer in odd numbers. And if you can make a sort of pattern randomly, if you make a sort of pattern like with the colours and stuff, it might be, I'm a little bit dyslexic, and dyslexic people apparently see patterns. So it might be that that's what it is that, and I was obsessed with patterns when I was little. Yes, just that little touch of purple. I don't know, might even put another bit of different, mix it up. Should we see if we can put a little bit of dark purple around it. Just not all the way, just some little touches. Yeah. What did we say? We said there, didn't we? So I've been summoned to tea. I've not had a nice afternoon tea in a while. I think we want to go for our work Christmas do. There's one near Cambridge where it's like going on a train, so it's a cross between the Hogwarts Express and the Orient Express, depending on how old you are, I guess. Right, what do we think? I think we need a butterfly, and then I kind of want to put a butterfly there. Could have them little scissors. I might put more than one butterfly on. Or would that be a step too far? That's the thing between, where's the line between a maximalist and a hoarder? I think there must be a line. I think my phone's running out of memory because it's flashing at me. I do like this new to me upgrade. I still will keep my indestructible phone as my phone. I have a phone that I literally can't kill it. because I'm terrible at killing fawns. And I think I'll just upgrade to another one of them. And I'll keep this in the craft room. Keep it safe. Yes, I like that there. Do we want one here? Put you that way. Put one that way. Do we want a subtle one? See, this is the line. I think if I did a bright blue, although if I did bright blue, no, it is blue. Because then I've got a bit of a triangle with the other flowers and the butterfly. And then we are done. If you've stayed this long, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for crafting with me. I really enjoy kind of crafting in company, isn't it? You kind of talk as though you've got somebody with you, because I kind of have somebody with you. I know you're living in my phone, but let's put a bit of gold on. Doesn't have to be precise. In fact, it looks a little bit better when it's a bit messy. Put you that way. Put you that way. I'm still looking for a cupboard. That's why some of the things are in disarray. I need to do a sort out. But the things in like tote boxes, and it's just not accessible for me. You do need a system that works for you. I'll give you that. Let's do that. And then that. And then we've got a little bit of that. I don't know if we need another one. I'll decide and I'll put it on if we do. I might put another one. Another one there. Yes. Time are we on? Have we got time? There we go. That's very cute. I've not stuck that page down to there though, have I? I think I have. Oh, that's alright. That's alright. Okay, right, really last thing I'm putting on. For our summons to tea. The little teapots are lovely in this kit. I think it's a really versatile kit because there's bits that you could use with other stuff, and that's when I'm looking for a printable, that is what I'm looking for ultimately. For it to be bigger than its some of its parts that you could dip in and out of. Because I'm not a very prescriptive crafter. But if you are a prescriptive crafter, you know, like if you like a kit and you like to sort of follow like an obvious path, then Sandra's kits work that way too. That's quite, you know, that's quite good. Oh yeah, like that. Or are we going? I don't know which way. We're going here. I think we're going there. Yeah, I like that there. And it doesn't hide the teapot. Oh, it's putting too much glue out. Hopefully the weather will settle. Although apparently it's supposed to get warm again. And I know we might be fed up of English people, British people complaining about the heat, but it really is different. It is different. I like that. I'm going to put a bit of gold there. Maximalist. I love it. I hope you like it. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. Let me know what you're doing. I do have the community bit on my channel, you know, like where it's posts. If you just sort of scroll along, you can post stuff if you want to post what you've done or what you're interested in. Definitely. I'm only going to really look at it after July because I need time for things to settle in my brain. And I've had some learning curves this month. So, yeah, I'll look at it then. But I'm quite excited. So, here's your summons to the fairy tea party. I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much for being with me. And I will see you tomorrow when we are looking at maps. Bye bye.